We are Dr. Gary and Barbie Rosberg, your marriage coaches. And Barbie, this is a special time of the year.
That's right. Merry Christmas and ho, ho, ho. And we pray that you are so connected in your marriage and spoiling one another with a lot of love and laughter and lavishing one another with this incredible time of year where we are grateful. Grateful for what God has done for us, God has given to us, and may we be responsible in lavishing one another with that kind of love in our marriages, Gary, and in our families.
Yes, Christ loved us first. And as we celebrate his birth and as we celebrate just the unity that happens as we come alongside as husbands and wives, encouraging one another, encouraging our families, and encouraging others, Barbie and I want to encourage you. We're grateful for you. We're grateful that we get to be your marriage coaches, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Welcome to The Rosbergs, your marriage coaches. Join Dr. Gary and Barbie Rosberg, America's family coaches, who bring 4 decades of empowering marriages across the U.S. and internationally for this podcast to equip you and your partner with encouragement and tools for a great marriage. Here now are your hosts, Dr. Gary and Barbie Rosberg.
Hi, we're Dr. Gary and Barbie Rosberg, your marriage coaches. And Barbie, it's great to be on the podcast today.
It's wonderful. Today, we're going to really break it down. Gary?
We're talking about
how to be the wife
of a
happy husband. So how's that?
This is an autobiography.
How's that saying go? If mommy ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
And if daddy ain't happy, nobody cares. And
but on today's show, we're going to learn about the importance of having a happy husband. And we're going to give you a handful of ways to understand the importance and your powerful role as a wife to influence, to speak life, to build up, and to bring out the best in the man that God has given to you. So it's going to be a fun show. It's going to be practical, upbeat, and honest.
And you might even think, well, gosh, what about having a happy wife? We're going to do that podcast as well. So just stay tuned because we're going to have equal sharing here to really come alongside and coach and encourage. So we're going after this stuff. How does a wife married to a husband help that husband become fulfilled and happy? And yeah, I'm going to tell you something. Husbands, we are simple. I can say that because I am one.
You've got some core needs, but we're going to unpack it with scripture and understand what some of those needs are.
Well, because it doesn't mean that we're shallow. It just means that we're simple. And so when a wife understands how to hit the bullseye of a husband's heart, she unlocks something powerful, Barb. And you've done this for over 50 years, which is remarkable. For 50 years, you've been my wife, and you're crushing it. And so you're really a good person to help speak into this because a lot of women are figuring out how to do this. And so when you've got that key to my heart, Barbie, and women have that key to their husband's heart, it helps your husband become more confident. He is more connected, and ultimately he is happy.
Mm-hmm. So what we really want to do is break it down, unpack it with scripture. And one of the first things we know in the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, is that we as their wives are called to respect our husbands. You know, the beauty of it is we are powerful in our role. Every word we say cuts to the heart. And I think we need to realize that husbands oftentimes are tender, though they're tough on the outside. They're very tender-hearted. Back in Ephesians 5, it talks about respecting your husband. And it says, women, respect your husband. Gary, why should we respect you?
You know, honey, I think what's important about this is if you ask a wife, do you respect your husband? They will say, well, of course I do. But I think the distinction here, and one of the key points that we want to make is that it's got to be expressed. You know, there's positive, there's neutral, and there's negative in marriages. And a lot of times people to default to the neutral. So they say, well, I'm not critical of my wife or husband, but I'm not really expressing it. So I think that respect has got to be expressed.
I do too.
So it's got to be spoken. The husband's got to hear it, experience it. It's not passive. It's really active.
It's very active.
And so when Barbie says, Gary, I'm proud of you, or thank you for serving our family and serving in that role of servant leadership, it's like my heart is blessed.
Yeah. Well, it should be, because I do respect you.
Yes.
And, as a woman, gals, let's turn the table just for a second. Because when a man who's outside of your husband comes up and talks to you, looks you in the eye, is courteous, is kind-hearted, is tender with his words, and you know intuitively that he respects you and how valued you feel. In the same way, this is how our husbands feel. Do we need it? Yes. But since we understand the power of the need for respect so much, it's important that since we've received it, that we can express it to our husbands.
Well, if something happens to us as men, Barb, when our wife expresses it, it's like we rise up. We put on that jacket. I remember years ago, we had some friends visiting from Central America. We won't say what country. And we've been down into their country and spoken, and 6 of our books are transcribed into Spanish. And so they were using that material. And they came up to visit us, and they spent a couple days. And when we were sitting with them in our kitchen, I remember the fellow said that he is being kind of elevated into this role in his country. But he doesn't sense that he is prepared to do it because he's not like the person that is kind of positioning him. And I remember I got up and I took out an overcoat that I had. You remember this?
Mm-hmm, I do.
And I said, stand up, and I put it on him. Now I'm 6'2". He was 5'6" or something. And it just dwarfed him. And I said, if you're trying to be me, and he wasn't trying to be me, he was trying to be this other person in this Central American country. But if you're trying to be that person and you put on their coat doesn't fit. But you know what? Now, let me take your coat. And I took his coat out of the closet. I put it on him, and it fit like a glove. It fit perfectly. And you could see his shoulders rise. You could see his chest, not in a prideful way, but in a confident way, just step up into that, because we were expressing respect. And we looked into his wife's eyes, and she was very tenderhearted. And you could see the belief that she had in her husband. You see, respect is expressed. So whether it's primarily from a wife, but it's also from friendships and from other people, when we do that, it does something to the chest of a man, to the heart of a man, and he rises to the occasion.
Why do we take the time today to unpack this? Because I know many of you have grown up in homes where you have not seen respect expressed actively between your mother and father. In fact, you may have come from a broken home, or one where mothers and fathers were not attached to one another. They were more roommates than lovers. So as we break down how you can have a great marriage and have a very happy, biblically assured husband that knows he's loved by God, but it's also expressed in the classroom, the laboratory with his wife. That's why we're taking the time to unpack these very basic foundational principles today. So maybe you know someone that needs this program. Make sure you like and send. Respect is number one. You know what number two is? Do you know his dreams? Every man has dreams. Yeah. And yet often as wives, we can be so busy with our own plans, our own dreams, our own children, our own world. We're living parallel lives. So have you asked your husband recently, what are your dreams? Gary, what do you think?
Well, I think at different stages, men have different dreams. And what we read in Proverbs 31:11 is her husband has full confidence in her. And, Barbie, you have that place in my life that you have not only my full confidence, but you are the source next to Jesus Christ of speaking that belief into me, knowing my dreams and reminding me that God's not done with me, that God's got purpose. And you've done that at all these different stages of our marriage. But it's also important in stages like we're in now, and more mature years. I mean, you're only 22. I'm a little bit older than that, but we've been married. Yeah, I'm 23. We laugh about that. But you know what, Barb? When you believe
mindset. That's a great mindset.
Well, when you believe in my dreams, what it does is it helps me keep on going and moving forward.
Well, I believe in you.
Yeah.
And I think that everyone that is with us on the podcast understands that I believe in you.
Yeah.
So in the same way, do people know that you believe in your husband? Are you on the outside of your husband's life kind of critical or making comments about him when he's not around, or worse, to his face? That's the kind of stuff that goes right to his soul. Your words, your questions, even tonight, this is so foundational. Maybe after dinner, sit down with your husband and ask him, are there any dreams that you have right now that I don't know about, that I can help you get to in our marriage?
Yeah, because you know what? We need to know that as men, because when that stops, when the dreaming stops, then guys shut down and they withdraw and they isolate. So keep the dreams alive. Barbie, here's another one, is initiate. Yeah, if you want a happy husband, then wives initiate again and again and again. Honey, unpack that.
Well, we're going there, aren't we?
Yeah, you think we are.
It's important in marriage. And so what do we initiate? We're initiating affection. We are initiating the sense of, you know what? I still desire, I desire you.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. I want you. We've still got it.
Yeah, baby.
And I think every single man needs to hear that from exclusively his own wife.
Yeah.
Not a gal at the office, not someone that he's in a text message with. No, he needs to hear it from you, his wife. That's a boundary around your marriage. And that's one where, wives, you need to be fierce because you want to speak life into your husband. He needs to hear this from you. I mean, from now until kingdom come at the end of his life, because these are the things that makes a man know that he's valuable. He's still got it. And initiation is very, very important.
Yeah, it's interesting. A man needs to know that he's not just allowed. It's not that he's just neutral. It's not that he's just doing okay, but that he's wanted. And when a wife is mindful, when a wife stops her world, when she stops her pace, when she is in proximity with her husband, and she turns to him like you do to me, and you've done throughout all these years, and she makes him feel not only that he's desired, but that she wants to be with him. She wants to be with him physically, certainly, and that's where our mind kind of goes to on this. But it's more than just the physical aspect. It's also
emotional.
the non-sexual touch.
Yeah.
It's recreationally. It's I want to be with you, with our kids and with other people. But you know what? We'll leave those other people. We'll leave our kids. We'll leave our grandkids. But we're going home together. And that's not resignation. That's the cherry on the top of the sundae. It's the best part of it. I want you. And I not only want you, and wives, be cautious of this. Don't just sit back and wait for him to initiate and then you respond. That's important. But when a woman initiates, then a man feels pursued. He feels like, you know what, she really does want me. It makes a man walk with a greater bounce in his step. He's going to want to go tell all of his buddies. He's not going to, because he'd be a moron if he talked about some of the things that happen behind those closed doors. But he wants to, because you know what? It's terrific. It makes a man glow a little bit. And this may sound like it's counterintuitive, like I'm describing a woman. And yes, we as men need to initiate with our wives. Got that, 100%. But so often, I think, and even we have taught this at times, and I thought, you know what? We need to remind the wives that a husband wants initiation as well.
He does. And Gary, you were talking about more of a bounce and a step.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Gumby. Remember
That's
Gumby?
going
Bounce,
barely.
bounce. Okay. But reality is, at every age, don't let your husband fool you. He needs more bounce. He wants more bounce. And it is the bids, isn't it, Gary?
It's the bids.
It's the small bids. It's the little things. It's the nuances. Maybe you've got special words, secret words you use nobody else knows about, but you wink at one another, you connect to one another, and gals, you got to initiate.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how to have won him when you got married. It's in you. Go after those early elements of the foundation of flirting, of letting him know he's all the man you need, and make sure he knows he's all the man you need, right?
So when you do that initiation and I receive the bid, so you bid, I receive it. It's like playing tennis or pickleball or something. So when you hit it, I return it. You hit it, I return it. That's where the connection occurs. And so if you initiate and I respond, and then I initiate and you respond, and you initiate and I respond, that's connection. We drive back and forth between
a couple of states,
a couple different states, because we got grandkids in a couple different states. So every 10, 12, 14 days, we go back and forth. And, there are times, honey, we're driving and, we're listening sometimes to Tom Dooley on the One Year Bible. Sometimes we're listening to Sinatra music. Sometimes we're, turning on news just to make sure that the world's still a mess. And then we extricate ourselves from that. But there'll be times you'll just put your hand over and you'll start to rub my shoulder. Or there'll be times where we're driving and we're not necessarily connecting, but I'll put my hand over and grab your hand. And almost every time I do it, you quickly, instinctively grab it back. That initiation and that response is what develops security, and security helps develop connection. And so what we want to do is learn to connect. And wives, you get to initiate too. Barbie, what about this?
But before we go on, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Because you gals are the expert in your husband's life. I mean, for you, it might be your husband just loves having his back rubbed, or maybe he loves it when you're feeling his muscles.
Yeah, baby.
For my husband, he loves it when I feel the back of his hair and I just comb my hand through the back of his hair. For some of you, there are things that you do that I cannot even mention on this podcast because they are so wonderful and they are so terrific and they are such a gift within the boundary of marriage. So talk to your husband. Since you are the expert of your husband, ask him, is it this, or this that really creates that chemistry and that oneness and that longing for me as your wife to pursue you. So let's continue to let the wives be the true guardians of their husbands.
That's good.
Here's another one that's very, very important, and I can't stress it too much. In fact, when we were in a group about a week ago, and I was sharing this, and every woman in the room went, be his peace. Fight the keep. That was very good. Thank you.
That was good.
Yeah, nice timing.
Yeah.
No, be his peace. When he comes home, say, I am so glad you're home. Some of you did not see this growing up for different reasons. Go to your husband. Give him a kiss. Gals, I said this in the back of a conference one year, and this is probably like 30 years ago, and these two little girls came running up to me afterwards, and they yelled at me because I had said, hey, at the end of the day, comb your hair, put your makeup on, look good for your husband. And they came up and they chewed me out. They thought that was too 1950s-ish. They turned to one another. They looked at one another's name tags. They covered their name tags out of shame. Reality is, I wonder where their marriages are today, folks. At the end of every day, be his peace. The world is loud. The world is competitive. The world is heavy. It's nonstop pressure and stress. And when it does stop, then a man wants to know what's his identity, what's his next move. You establish peace. Peace in your heart, peace in your marriage, peace in your home, and allow the Lord to reset the atmosphere in your home. The greatest gift you could give your marriage is that of peace. Even when you're in conflict, pray together and choose peace. Yeah. What would you like to add? You're the expert. You're the man.
Well, the opposite
You're
is
the
chaos.
Man, baby. You're the man.
I'm your man.
You're
the opposite
my man.
of peace is chaos.
Yeah.
So, and I'm glad that you added that part about conflict, because it doesn't mean that you're conflict free. It doesn't mean you avoid things. But what it means is that you pursue the peace. The proverb says a wise woman builds her home.
Yep.
Barbie, you're a wise woman. You create an environment that is peaceful. we try to diminish, the noise. We try to learn, and we're doing it better and better and better as the years go on. But we try to shut off some of the noise so that there's that sense of closeness and intimacy that when we draw to one another and that peace is established. So a happy husband, I mean, this may sound a little off. I mean, he wants the action. He wants the activity.
You want action?
Yeah, I want the action. But
I thought you meant that action.
I meant that action.
Oh, that action. Okay.
But he also...
You think our grandkids are watching?
Yeah. Well, we have grandkids that sometimes do.
Yeah.
They pick this up on TikTok or something, and you never know what's going on.
Sure, but hey, build the foundation.
Because a peaceful wife doesn't mean a silent wife.
No.
It means a wife who brings calm and not chaos.
And that's the kind of woman that's got it within her and is seeking to make it the atmosphere change within the home.
Yeah.
So when you do have conflict, seek to work through it constructively and as quickly as you can to return to the peace.
Barb, the next one, we talk about wives needing love and husbands needing to know they're adequate, and we've taught that over and over again. But you know what? Husbands also need to be loved deeply.
Well, deeply, because as I said a few moments ago, a man is tough on the outside, a problem solver, and it depends upon their personalities and their gift sets. But on the inside of every man, they're tender. And some of you are so blessed to have a son in your life. I don't have a son. But when we had our first grandson, I looked at him so differently because I realized at the very core of this little boy is a very tender-hearted human being. And then I looked at Gary differently, and I realized that within every man, it doesn't matter what the world has done to change them or make them work harder or more fiercely. But the reality, they're tender-hearted, and our words are very, very powerful. Try to get your heart right, get your brain regulated before you speak. I mean, take a few minutes just to reset your brain so that when you do tenderly reach out to your husband and deeply love him and show it actively, that the words are the right words and they're constructive.
Well, Paul says in Colossians 3:14, and over all these virtues put on love. Men need deep, steady love. It needs to be spoken, it needs to be shown, and it needs to be lived out daily. Spoken, shown, and lived out daily. So we need to hear it. I mean, Barb, I was reading something recently that one of the best things spouses can do, which we do, so I was happy to read this, is that they need to express love consistently throughout the day.
Oh, and we do. We work.
Say, I love you.
Yes.
I love you.
It's natural affection we have.
Yeah.
But it's just builds. Keep going.
Yeah. Well, I was watching a clip on a couple married 70 some years. I mean, your parents were married 74 years. And it showed them at the end of their life. And the wife was looking into her husband, and he was ready to cross over into heaven. And the last words they said to each other is, I love you. I love you. I mean, we need to start with I love you. We need to end with I love you. And we need a lot of I love yous in between. And when we're doing that, we're making deposits. We're investing. We're building the emotional bank, the love tank. We're pouring into it because you know what? When the conflicts come or the indifferences come or the struggles come or just the pressure
outside
comes,
your marriage,
then we need to be reminded that love was expressed, was deposited so that it builds us up.
You know, tonight when you're with your husband, gals, it might sound like something like this. You matter to me. Or you're all mine and I love you.
Yeah. And I'm a handful. And your husband's a handful.
You're a good one.
Yeah.
You're a really good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we need to hear that. Barbie, appreciation is another issue.
You men work very hard. We do too, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is not either or.
No, that'll be in the other podcast.
That's the next podcast.
Yeah.
But we are really shining a spotlight on these incredible men in our husbands today. And, you know, they do work hard. If they do work hard, then show appreciation. In my work, whether it is in the home, outside of the home, or a combination of both, hey, I want to be appreciated. So certainly my husband does too. So when you say, we've said it before, but when you say thank you, be specific. Thank you for the way you clean up the dishes. Thank you for the way that you empty the dishwasher. Thank you for the way that you take care of me. Thank you for the coffee again. Thank you for the water he brought me right before the podcast. Gary, you are an amazing man, and you are making me far more beautiful on the inside because of the way you work outside, inside, and all around in our marriage and in our world.
And appreciation, Barb, is, hearty affirmation, hearty appreciation, a congruent, genuine thank you. I notice you, I see you, I receive what you're doing. Those are the comments that we're talking about. And appreciation goes deep. Ecclesiastes 4:9 says, two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. When we cross-pollinate with appreciation, we're speaking blessings into one another, and it helps build the relationship. Barb, there's even more.
There is even more, and it's almost as though we covered this a few minutes ago, but gals, we're going after it. Show him you desire him. That's all there is to it. Now, your mothers may not have done that in front of you. Again, I don't know what kind of home you grew up in, but the biblical foundation of marriage is to look into your husband's eyes and say, I desire you. I really desire you. And don't move those eyes away from me. I'm doing this in front of the camera. I want you. I love you. I desire you.
I got to have you.
You're hot. You're amazing. And the thing is, you just don't do it.
We're going to turn in a little bit early tonight, I think.
But, here's the reality. You got to make it happen. If it's in you, express it. And it could be that your marriage is really stale and you are just two roommates living under the same roof, sleeping in the same bed. Folks, you got to get it back together. And the first couple of times, your husband may not believe you. He might look at you like, who are you? I haven't seen this in a long time. Well, it might take 3 or 4 or 5 different times of connection and bidding for the I want you, I desire you, in order for him to feel safe, to experience trust, and to be wanting to be one with you in marriage.
Yeah, I think what a husband will say, have you been listening to Barbie Rosberg again? Because where did this come from?
It came from Gary.
That's what we want to do. Desire is holy.
Yeah, it is.
Desire is biblical.
It's
the
good.
Song of Songs is full of it.
Yeah.
And so
it's
be
full
expressive.
Of the good stuff.
It's full of the good stuff. So read it and enjoy it.
That's why we're designed this way, folks. We are different, but we're supposed to complement each other. And in the complementing one another, there's celebration, romance, tenderness, sexual oneness. Desire your husband. And in the next podcast, we are so going to talk to you guys about desiring your own wives.
Yeah, it's a good one. Well, Barb, another one, and this is going to sound to some of you like, oh, come on, Gary and Barb, where are you coming from? But do you remember we went out to a Turkish restaurant about a couple of weeks ago, and it was phenomenal.
Yes.
And we had just been in Greece, and so the Greece and the Turks don't always get along so well. But
but the chicken. The chicken makes them best friends.
But we had some incredible chicken dishes over there and fish dishes.
Tender.
I don't think we ate a lot of beef. But so we went to this Turkish restaurant for lunch, and we ordered some chicken, some skewers, as well as hummus and pita bread and a lot of other good stuff. And the chicken was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
It was so tender.
And so we're getting ready to leave. You told the wait staff, but we thought, let's go find the owner.
I found the chef.
So Bart found the chef, and you told him, and then you said, what's the secret? And what did he say?
He said this, okay, gals, you're going to so love me for this. The secret to the most tender chicken in the whole world is to marinate it in your beautiful seasoning and your oils for 18 hours.
18 hours.
But then he said, but if you don't have time, just come back and let me cook for you.
Yeah, because the next thing that makes a husband happy is when his wife enjoys, just as when a husband enjoys preparing a meal for his wife. But when a wife enjoys preparing a meal for her husband.
It's the quickest way. I mean, men love food. I'm not ashamed of it. Tonight, Gary's getting Greek chicken.
Yeah.
I've been marinating it for 2 days.
2 days. Yeah,
It's
you
gonna
went
be
beyond the 18 hours.
beautiful lemon and Greek.
Well, I've been looking at this in
and
the fridge,
potatoes.
and I'm like, gosh, when are we going to make that? So you're making that tonight.
Tonight's the night.
And it's going to be tonight's the night. Yeah, we're back to that one. A little bit of desire.
Yeah.
But make him a good meal. Because
go to his
you know
heart.
what?
Go to his tummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, make him smile.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I want to be married to a happy husband.
A happy husband.
There you go.
And so I love it. And I make meals for you as well.
But that's another show.
And then, Barb, this next one is pretty tender.
It is.
Because it's about comparison.
Yes, it is. In fact, it's don't compare him to other men. Gals, your words are so powerful.
They're powerful.
Let him understand that he is truly the gift from God that God has designed for you to bring out the best in you by showing him gratefulness. Do not ever compare. He's not your dad. He's not the guy on Instagram. I mean, I've looked at a bunch of these Instagram reels on how to be a great guy, and I'm going, you guys are so boring. You ought to listen to Gary Rosberg. He's got it. In fact, I will utilize some of their talks, and I'll say, Gary, what do you think about this? Because the only opinion I care about is my husband's. If I have heard other things that will support who we are, of course I'll bring them to Gary. We will unpack them. But the only man's heart I'm going to hold is my husband's heart.
That's good.
And I'm not going to compare him to another man.
Yeah, and that builds security, that builds confidence, that builds oneness, that builds unity, that builds connection. And when we have those experiences, you know what? Relationships soar. And guys don't want to be compared to somebody else. You'll be in a small group, or you'll be at a picnic, or, you know, there's a life group or something. And as soon as women start comparing their husband with other guys,
you're dividing your attention
It's a death
and
knell for a
affection.
relationship.
Yeah, it is. Because men will pick up, you know what? She's giving me way too much eye contact.
Yeah.
She's giving me way too much laughter. She's giving me way too much hair shaking. We were talking to someone about that last
you
week.
were. Yeah, you brought that
I
up.
was. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't you let any other woman shake their hair at you guys. Your wife's got enough hair on her head to shake.
Gosh, I love it.
So tell him you love him.
Yeah,
Number 10.
let's close with that one, Barb.
Yeah.
I mean, tell him you love him.
Yeah,
Again
over and over.
and again.
And you know,
again.
because Christ first loved us, in 1 John 4:19 it says, we love because Christ first loved us. Yeah. And when you have received the incredible storehouse of love from Christ Jesus, oh my, you got to express it and keep giving it and giving it, because all of a sudden you're just the vessel and the love pours through you. You're just a vehicle. It's awesome. But today I really want to end with these 10 different ideas that we've given you today that I believe will be life-changing. And you're the expert, so you sign off on them. Number 1, respect him. Say it out loud.
Yep, check.
Thumbs up. Okay. Support his dreams.
Huge.
Really?
Yeah.
Thumbs up?
Both thumbs up.
Okay. Number 3, initiate, then initiate again.
Again and again.
And some more.
4 thumbs up on that one.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can do
and
that.
doesn't matter if you've been married a week or 100 years. You get after that man and initiate. Number 5, be his peace.
Be his peace. Yeah.
And may the peace of Christ guard your heart and your minds through Christ Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep. Number 5 is to love him deeply.
Yep.
Comments.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that important?
Well, Barb, I know you need to know that you're loved, but I need to know I'm loved too.
All the time.
Yeah.
Every minute.
Well, that's what the oneness is about.
Yeah, it is.
That's what the convergence of 2 people that build an interdependent marriage, and they are better together than they are apart. So, yeah.
Have you said, I love you today to your husband? Yeah. Make sure you do. Every night and every morning and many times in between. Appreciate his hard work. Mm-hmm. Okay. Number 7, show him, here we are again. The Rosbergs are at it again. Show him you desire him.
Yeah. So spice it up. Go for it. And put locks on the doors if you have kids or grandkids coming by. And but you know what? I mean, God, I believe that God loves it when a husband and a wife are creative, both inside and outside that bedroom. So it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wrote a book on it. So number 8, make him a good meal.
Yeah.
Win him with a good meal.
Yeah.
And show him you care. I was thinking today, Gary, I should have made you cookies before this show. Then I would have had something to show off. But you know what? I don't have anything to show off, but I can still make you cookies at the end of the show.
I think you should. 2 thumbs up on that one, Barb. Yeah.
Okay, I got an idea today for myself. Okay. Number 9, never, ever, ever compare him to another man.
Mm-hmm.
And number 10, tell him I love you over and over and over again.
Yeah, we're Dr. Gary and Barb Rosberg. We are America's family coaches, but we are your marriage coaches. So when you listen to these podcasts, go ahead and rank them. And you know what? If it's a 5, give us a 5. Share it with other people. Sign up to have us send them to you. And check out our website at americasfamilycoaches.com to look for supporting resources as well. We're delighted to come alongside of you, and we bless you. And I tell you, it's awesome being your marriage coaches and getting to come alongside of you and lifting up your arms as you pursue the great marriage experience. We'll see you next time.
Hey listeners, make sure to stay up to date with the Rosbergs by subscribing to their show, Your Marriage Coaches, on any major podcast platform such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you will get an alert each time a new episode is released. Whatever platform you're listening on, please rate the podcast and leave us a review.
Thanks for listening to this episode of The Rosbergs, Your Marriage Coaches, with Dr. Gary and Barbie Rosberg. To find out more, go to americasfamilycoaches.com. Once you're there, you can check out the many resources that they have available. From their many books to their informative video series, 6 Secrets to a Lasting Love, they've got all the tools you need to help you grow deeper in your relationship with your spouse and with God. Go to americasfamilycoaches.com and click on the Resources tab. Also, if you have a marriage question, you can call 855-ROSBERG and leave a message with your question. We may use your question on a future episode. We appreciate your prayers and support for this ministry. Find out how you can come alongside us when you go to americasfamilycoaches.com. Just search the top of the index for the Donate tab. Thank you for listening in today. Be sure to join us next time for another episode of The Rosbergs, Your Marriage Coaches, with Gary and Barbie Rosberg.
This is real wisdom from a couple who lives it out every day. Spend 3 minutes around the Rosbergs and you'll be thirsty for more in your marriage. You'll also be affirmed and encouraged.
For 40-plus years, Dr. Gary and Barbie Rosberg have been inspiring marriages throughout the world. These seasoned radio hosts are now hosting their popular podcast, Your Marriage Coaches. Coupled with their many popular and best-selling books and their marriage coaching and training, Dr. Gary and Barbie Rosberg are equipping couples everywhere with tools and encouragement for a great marriage.
These two have been an asset to my marriage with their biblical marriage applications, advice, and guidance. Let Dr. Gary and Barbie help you get the more out of your marriage.
Won't you partner with the Rosbergs today? Your generous donation will support their mission of championing marriages for the cause of Christ by coaching husbands and wives to experience a great marriage for a lifetime and for the sake of the next generation. We appreciate your prayers and support for this ministry. Find out how you can come alongside the Rosbergs when you go to americasfamilycoaches.com. Just search the top of the index for the Donate tab.
Thank you, Dr. Gary and Barbie, for sharing your wisdom, your advice, your help, and your love and laughter with the world. You are tenderly caring for hearts, resulting in happy, healthy homes. So grateful for you.
We appreciate your prayers and support for this ministry. Go to americasfamilycoaches.com today to find out how you can support this life-giving ministry.